Hey guys, Greg here, Star Drifter Astrology. Today we had the preliminary inquiry into the Donaldson case, which resulted in the judge sending the case ahead to trial. So let's have a brief uh, recap on what's actually going on with this case, and then we'll dive into the astrological significance and symbolism of everything that's going on throughout this whole case. So quick recap. Sir Jeffrey Donaldson, 7th of December 1962, born in Kilkeel. I don't have an exact birth time. He was a member. Now, the birth time will help to get more precise information in regard to Jeffrey Donaldson's birth chart and to the actual transits that are occurring throughout this case as well, and throughout the different periods of his life, which are standout moments. For example, he's a member of the Privy Council. He has a knighthood. He has the title of Right Honourable. And so he's an ex-British soldier and an esteemed member of the Orange Order. He's DUP leader, now resigned and suspended from the party today. So he is a very esteemed member of society, so to speak. So today was the preliminary hearing, and what happened in this hearing was the judge was presented with all the evidence, and he was able to decide then whether to go ahead with the trial or not to go ahead based on the evidence produced. So the judge made a call that there was sufficient evidence to proceed to trial, and that will occur. The arraignment day will occur then on the 10th of September, and that's where Jeffrey Donaldson and his wife will enter their pleas, whether guilty or not guilty. So they were actually charged with further historic sex offences. So it's now 18 offences in Jeffrey's case and 5 for his wife. So let's not forget here that this is a family in complete ruin here, and there are victims in this situation, and we mustn't ignore that. That's why this whole thing has uprose. It came out of secrecy into the open. It's because someone wants justice, someone feels hurt and has been done wrong. So these people who are the victims are obviously, it's a sensitive issue, a very sensitive issue, and this family is no doubt in complete ruin now. So 3rd of July, it was approximately 10:30 this morning. That was the time the court meeting was to go ahead. And Jeffrey Donaldson's 18 charges include rape, and his wife, one of the charges she faces, well, most of them actually, are aiding and abetting for non-consensual sexual offences on a female child. Very, very serious allegations. The victims' identities are protected, but we know from previous rumours it's possible it's a daughter and a niece. This has not been officially confirmed, but these are the rumours and leaks which are out there. So the judge ruled prima facie to proceed to the trial. Prima facie is a Latin term, obviously, and that is when the judge is presented with all the evidence and they make a call whether to proceed. So that decision was made that there is enough evidence to proceed to trial, and that's going to go ahead. 10th of September is the arraignment day, so that's when they will be called in again to plead guilty or not guilty on the accusations. So this is a chart based on the actual astrological events of this morning in Newry at 10:30 a.m. this morning. Now, it probably took place shortly after that, but these energies are still reinforced by these energies, even a few minutes after. It will still be the same rising sign and the same midheaven, so to speak, and the planets will be in a very similar position as well. So what we've had here with Gemini on the midheaven and Virgo on the ascendant here, they are both Mercury ruled planets. So when Virgo is rising, we can see that the evidence of Virgo is an earth-based, it's an earth sign, and it's typically known for gathering information. Gemini is the gatherer of the information, but Virgo is the one who decides whether it can be useful or not. So the judge was presented with this evidence, and he deemed it to be very useful towards a trial. So the Gemini information on the midheaven up around the top of the chart here shows us all the information which has been collected and presented as well. Now, Mercury being one of the most significant planets in this particular trial is in opposition here to Pluto. Pluto is the underworld, depth, secrets, the unknown. Mercury is putting pressure on Pluto to expose and release all this information and bring it out there. The Jupiter and the Moon conjunction with the midheaven here in Gemini. Jupiter, in mythology, Jupiter was the righteous one, the god who presides over trials and is helpful in getting to the core and providing a resolution which is balanced and righteous and the right answer. So it's a search for truth, so to speak. So in the search for truth, the judge in this case has been under the influence of Jupiter, the king of the gods in the sky, and the moon from a caring and compassionate and family aspect is it's all going forward. Things are proceeding with this so that justice can be dealt or served to perpetrators. And also, even if it's returned not guilty, it's perhaps, that's the other way of looking at it, because the case can go either way. It's either guilty or not guilty. So this Jupiter can be beneficial for both parties, especially if the accusations are false, but somehow doubtful if the evidence is there and the judge has decided to go ahead. There must be sufficient evidence to suggest that there may be a certain amount of guilt involved. So we also have the Sun-Venus conjunction in Cancer. Cancer is the sign of families and home, all energies to do with the home and family and emotional circumstances and things like that, especially from a caring point of view and looking after things, looking after people. So the sun is shining its light and hiding, showing all these home and family issues that need resolution. Venus is providing blessing to this energy as well. So that's just the chart of the actual event this morning. When we move on and put this actual chart on top of the chart of Jeffrey Donaldson's, you'll find that the Mercury energy here is pretty much exact conjunction with Jeffrey Donaldson's North Node. Now, this is the nodal axis in the chart, can be typically known as lines of fate. The South Node is where we have come from, so it's everything to do with the past. The North Node is where you're going to, where you're heading. Now, both these particular points in the chart offer challenge. If it's the South Node, you're being challenged to deal with something that has become too comfortable, perhaps, or something that has happened in the past. And when the North Node is activated, you're challenged to do something different. You're challenged to go in a new direction. So the challenges can be met in very different ways. So Mercury is bringing, because Pluto is on Jeffrey Donaldson's, now this is the transiting Pluto energy. It's transiting on his South Node. Pluto is exposing things that have been done historically, things that have been done in the past. And Pluto's secrets are very, very deep, unspeakable sometimes, especially in this case. So Mercury is bringing that out, bringing all the information to challenge Jeffrey Donaldson on this issue. We also have the Sun and the Mercury. Now, the Sun here is currently where the Sun is. It's making a trine aspect up to Jeffrey Donaldson's Venus and Neptune conjunction in Scorpio. Scorpio, again, is a deep water sign. deep emotions, hidden things, secrecy. And these two planets in that signs are saying there's a lot of secrets here to come out. And in particular, with the Neptune aspect there to the Venus, it's all about illusion. So Jeffrey Donaldson here has been an absolute master of illusion and creating this picture of the perfect family, the perfect life. You know, I've done everything right and I've achieved so much success in my life. But in the background, all this other hidden stuff, these secret sexual stuff was going on, rape and taking advantage of people. And this is where he has created the illusion of living that perfect life, but you don't know what's going on in the background. And that's all being exposed now. And the sun is shining light on all these family issues that have been going on for a great number of years. 1986 or something like that, up until the early 2000s, I think, something like that. But the sun is highlighting that particular energy that he's created, of the illusions he has created. And the sun and Mercury, of course, they are both of major significance in his natal chart. As we can see, he was born with the Sun-Mercury conjunction. And these two planets are very significant. Well, the sun is luminary and Mercury are playing out here in relation to the energies in his natal chart. They're of major significance in their transits. So the next date that's coming up, the date of arraignment on the 10th of September 2024, where the moon is going to be in his sun sign, close to his sun Mercury here, that was in his natal chart. The sun on that particular day will be making a square aspect to his sun Mercury conjunction here in his natal chart. Mercury, transiting Mercury, will also be activating this opposition in his chart, which is planet Uranus here at 5 degrees Virgo, and Mercury will be at 1 degree Virgo in opposition to his Saturn in Pisces. And we will also have a trine from Saturn to his natal Venus and Neptune. Again, this is all his illusion. And Saturn, being the Lord of Karma, will be coming back. Well, Saturn currently in retrograde, will be in retrograde at that stage, but the Lord of Karma is coming back to make a trine to reawaken this energy of illusions and creating an image that may not necessarily be the truth of what actually, and the image of what actually was all going on. It's not the complete picture, it's the illusion that was created around all that. So if he, just to round up, if he is innocent, is a recovery possible? Somehow I doubt that. His political career is now in ruin completely. Victims, unless this is some kind of a test to see if a politician can recover from such a huge media circus. So victims, once again, the victims are deserving of justice. So we must think of the people who are suffering at this time. This all kicked off around the last eclipse season. So this energy is still going on, and it will become more enhanced as well as we enter the next eclipse season, which is coming up. I still don't have a date of birth for the wife, Lady Eleanor Donaldson. If anyone has any ideas, I'm sure it has been read out in court. If anyone has any ideas or knowledge of her exact date of birth, please let me know. Thank you. So this was just a short presentation just to make you aware of the astrological energies which are in play in the universe as we speak in relation to this huge case which is going on in Northern Ireland. This will never be forgotten about. This will be history for years, the next 100 years, 200, 300, whatever. This is a major media event in terms of the politics in Northern Ireland. So, and you can see how the astrological symbolism plays out in the natal chart. It's only one natal chart we have looked at, but it would be great to look at the wife's as well. So that's what we can do with astrology in terms of understanding what is currently going on with politics and things like that. But astrology it has its power when the individual harnesses that power and they understand the energies that are in their own natal chart. You can understand the positives the positive energies that are achievable when you understand the energies which are in your natal chart. So if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. I also do natal interpretations. So you can contact me through YouTube here. You can find me on Facebook, Star Drifter Astrology. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this helpful or informative in some kind of way. And it is going to be continued because next time up for this particular case will be 10th of September. So I'll provide another update then. In the meantime, thank you.